Well, it has happened again. The Giants won a game, though they made things interesting in the ninth inning. And by interesting, I mean scary. They won a game, and then they couldn't follow it up the next night with another win. First, after their win against the Padres on Monday, which I felt like was going to get them on the right track, especially since they seem to be motivated by uh, the calling up of Bryce Aldridge and Jesus Rodriguez and a bit of a kind of rally by Luis Arias in the clubhouse prior to the game. Tuesday, Logan Webb and the Giants below a 4-1 lead. The Padres scored 5 runs in the top of the fourth inning, though it was in part due to Logan Webb's knee bursitis. My dad, I just realized, had elbow bursitis, but my dad is in his 70s. Logan Webb, I think, is 29. I think, isn't he a little young for bursitis? Anyway, the Giants got a win last night, showing just how capable they are with their 3-run bottom of the seventh inning, which they got an RBI base hit from Drew Gilbert and another RBI base hit from Luis Arias. They were getting guys on over and in, keeping the line moving. And then tonight, they got their brains bashed in via a 13-3 shellacking from the Pirates, and just another god-awful, pathetic, embarrassing, putrid performance by this Giants team. Now, to be honest, this game didn't start out that badly, though it kind of did suck when, after a pair of base hits in the bottom of the first inning, Rafael Devers, who came into this game 8 for his last 23, grounded on the first pitch into an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play. But Landon Roop went 4 shutout innings. Unfortunately, his pitch count got him, and he was removed in the top of the fifth after Joey Bart reached on an infield hit. He was originally called out, but the Pirates challenged, and the call was overturned. So Tony went to Ryan Baruki, and the Pirates ended up scoring a pair of runs. The Giants got on the board on Bryce Eldridge's first big league home run in the bottom of the fifth. It bounced into McCovey Cove. Dave Edlund, McCovey Cove Dave, I believe he said, though I could be wrong, that he's going to give the ball back to Eldridge. Unfortunately, he won't do the same for Elliot Ramos, because who was not just a splash hit, but the first and to this date only splash hit by a right-handed hitter at Oracle Park. Anyway, Ryan Walker finished off the top of the fifth, and he gave up 2 more runs in the top of the sixth. And even though Walker's been much better at home this year, we saw the same scared Ryan Walker that we've seen on the road throughout the season. And then the bottom of the sixth was just the perfect encapsulation of the Giants' horrible start this season. Jung-Hoo Lee leads off the inning by flipping an opposite field base hit to left. Luis Arias lined out, and then with Elliot Ramos at the plate, for the second night in a row, Tony put on the hit and run. And it worked to perfection. Ramos hit a sharp ground ball into right field, where the second baseman had vacated, and the Giants have runners at first and third with 1 out. The Giants set the table nicely, but then Rafael Devers, well, guess what? He has to be the hero, and he strikes out all over himself. And then Bryce Eldridge tries to be the hero, and he flies out to the base of the track and left. And then the Pirates score 6 runs in the top of the seventh to put the game away. An extra 3 just for safekeeping in the top of the ninth. The Giants did have a little fun scoring 2 in the bottom of the ninth, though Christian Koskinen hitting the jaw wasn't fun. But other than that, they had a little fun scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the ninth, and 13-3 was your final. Just that bottom of the sixth inning was a perfect encapsulation of the Giants' season at this point. Set the table nicely, showing what they're capable of, but selfish at bats by Devers and Eldridge, and they hurt the team, and they don't score a single run. Then the Pirates put the game away the very next inning. All Rafael Devers has to do there is hit a base hit to right center field. We saw him do it last night. He can hit line drives. He can shorten his swing. All Devers has to do there is hit a base hit to right center field. Lee comes in to score. Arias goes down to third. Then, with the Giants actually having a run in and being 4-2, Bryce Eldridge can have a little more room to try and hit one out. Let's say he flies out to the base of the track like he did. Well, this time, it's with 1 out. So it's a sacrifice fly. Arraez scores, and just like that, you have 2 runs. It's 4-3. But nope. Devers couldn't shorten his swing. Neither could Eldridge. And the Giants, just like they did in the bottom of the first inning, waste a golden opportunity. Just another pathetic, putrid performance. Unbelievable. And now they are 15-24. So in order to have the Giants be 19-25 through their first 44 games, which was what I was hoping for, and by their first 44 games, I mean after the series ends at Dodger Stadium on Thursday, they will have to win tomorrow and take 3 of 4 in LA, or lose tomorrow and sweep the Dodgers in 4 in LA. Spoiler alert, not happening. Now, the worst case scenario, 15-29, well, they just need to lose their next 5 games. And considering the fact that the Giants lost 6 in a row just a week ago, it's certainly doable, and I think a lot more likely than the Giants winning 4 of their next 5 and being 19-25 at the end of their series at Dodger Stadium. So yes, tomorrow on May the 10th, it is a must-win game. Giants, at this point, just win 1, win tomorrow, and then win 1 in LA. You're 17-27, which still sucks, but hey, it's not 15-29. Just an awful, putrid performance. I also want to mention when Tony Vitello, we got to mention this because this is the perfect clip for the 2026 San Francisco Giants lowlight reel. And I say this with love for Tony, who has done a good job. He really has. And as I've mentioned, he is the long-term manager. He's here to develop the core and then compete with that core come 2029. When Tony went to bring in Matt Gage, the left-hander, for Ryan Walker in the top of the 6th, the bullpen was confused because he didn't give a signal of whether he wanted the righty or the lefty. It was, Tony. And I was just looking at it going, oof. And it's Tony, having a bit of a hard time adjusting to the big leagues, which he's had a bit of a hard time, but not that hard of a time. But it's Tony being Tony. Tony's a character. Looks like Tony could be a bit of an absent-minded professor at times. Gee, who do we know is an absent-minded professor? I think you're looking at him right now. But it was just the kind of clip that when we either look at the disaster that was the 2026 San Francisco Giants, or we look at the horrible start to the season on the 2026 San Francisco Giants highlight film when they've come back from this to go to the playoffs, that's going to be one of the clips we look at that's going to be shown when they go over the beginning of the season. Love Tony. I really do. But unfortunately, the Giants they can't win 2 in a row. They just seem incapable of doing that. So tomorrow, on Mother's Day in May is a must-win. It's not must-win or the season's over, but it's a must-win. And the Giants are going to have Tyler Mahle going tomorrow, which is great. Tyler Mahle for the Giants, Bubba Chandler for the Pirates. Should be a beautiful day. I'll be there, I imagine. The fans will be in their pink caps because it's going to be Mother's Day. And in case I do not do any shows tomorrow, I will do a shout out to my mother, my favorite, crazy but lovable Jewish mother in the world, Deborah Roth. Mom, I love you very much. And happy Mother's Day. I apologize for the fact that I'll be at the game, but I will see you tomorrow night. And but for the rest of you out there, yes, Mother's Day is it is. Mother's Day is a cheesy Hallmark corporate holiday, but moms appreciate it. So show them some love. I'd like to say a shout out to my friend Zach Navarro, who is on the Twitter side in the comments. Zach's not really a baseball person, but was nice enough to come on here and say hi. Well, let's talk about Devers and Willy Adames. So Devers, 8 for his last 23, takes a big fat 0 for 3 tonight with 2 strikeouts. Willy Adames, who finally had 2 hits last night, well, he went 0 for 4. Just great. Though it was kind of nice to see Adames show some emotion when he was slamming his stuff in the dugout. That was kind of cool. Elliot Ramos, the only 2-hit night for the Giants. He went 2 for 3, also drew a walk. 1 of 3 walks the Giants drew tonight. Any other positives? Matt Gage gave up a hit and no runs through 2/3 of an inning. But JT Brubaker, Another bad outing for him. Brubaker and Baruki, and honestly, Ryan Walker, they need to go. Just bring up Tristan Beck and Spencer Bivens and see what they can do. Christian Koss, some things never change with new managers, just as he did under Bob. He was the position player pitcher for the ninth inning in a blowout. He gave up the 3 runs in the top of the ninth. And then he unfortunately gets hit in the jaw in the bottom of the ninth, but hopefully he is okay. Let's go around some scores. The Reds snap their losing streak. They are 3-1 winners over the Astros in Cincinnati. The Rangers snapped the Cubs' 10-game winning streak. Rangers shut out the Cubs 6-0 tonight in Arlington, Texas. Just 4 hits for the Cubs. And we'll look at the standings. We might as well look at the standings, see where the Giants are at. You don't look at the standings that much this early in the season, but I got to start looking at it more to see where the Giants truly stand. As you can see, the Giants are already 9 back in the National League West and are already 7 games back of the third wild card. Just 39 games, not even a quarter of the way into the season on May 9th. That is bad. All right. I'd like to thank Zach Navarre for coming in. This has been the Insomniac Lunatic Fringe Giants postgame show, a production of Sports Radio Service. For my boss, Lee Leonard, the leader of Sports Radio Service, and shall I remind people, the views and language on the show do not reflect those of Sports Radio Service, Lee Leonard, and their advertisers. For Lee, for Zach, I'm Stephen Ruderman. I hope you enjoyed my musings tonight. Well, gotta go get them tomorrow. Giants really need to win. Have a good night.